Just a heads up, today's episode 2 of Worst Ways to Die is up now, and you can watch it over at Arcade Cloud. We are tackling the worst ways to die in Minecraft. So please, after watching this video, click the link below to go and watch it. How you doing, my friends? Jovenshire here, and we are on the Jovenshire channel where we cover all things superheroes, video games, comic books, TV shows, and all things geeky. Now, yes, this channel has really been dominated by board and card games, including D&D, which has been happening on Thursdays, but, you know, quarantine life, so I have to find some other ways to create some content around here. Now, luckily, I'm a huge fan of Magic the Gathering, and unlucky for maybe some of you, I'm gonna do an MTG video. That's right, buckle up, we are looking at some of the new Godzilla cards. Did I reel some of you back in there? Yeah, that's right, in Magic the Gathering Arena, a new set is coming out tomorrow, and I'm sorry, today, as you are watching this, but yesterday, while filming this now, I'm actually in a VIP server with a bunch of other streamers. It's the MTG streamer event where everyone's using the new cards. So I was very lucky enough to be chosen by Wizards of the Coast in order to be able to do this. So this is not my account. I just want to show you some of my favorite Godzilla cards. Because yes, they added Godzilla cards to Magic the Gathering. Are you confused? I'll explain in a second. Now, if you haven't already, maybe you're coming because you found this video because you were searching for Godzilla in Magic the Gathering, I would implore you, please hit that subscribe button, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're going to like the other stuff that we do here. But let's go ahead and jump in and talk about some Godzilla cards in Magic the Gathering, which is the coolest sentence ever to say. Now, what we are looking at is, this is not my account. I am, as you can see, I do not have this many gems. I have a very different, this is like the Jovenshire VIP account. So, not my cards. I will slowly be getting these over time, like everyone else, starting tomorrow. But, look at all these Godzilla boys! Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. Now, yes, they've added Godzilla cards to Magic the Gathering. Now, these aren't just necessarily standalone cards. You can play with them 100%, but these are all just versions of another card. And I have been having a hard time finding the original art in here, so I'm not going to try. But for example, this 9-drop 11/11 Trample Godzilla is actually just an alternative art card of another card that already exists. So you can play this card in Magic the Gathering without having the Godzilla one. But I've gathered here all of the different Godzilla cards just to kind of show you some of my favorites, and then maybe what kind of cards that I'm going to, what kind of decks I'm going to build around them. So starting off the list first, we'll just kind of scroll through and show you what we got here. We've got a few different Godzillas. This one's a big boy. 9-drop 11/11 Trample, pretty hard to get out, but he's got Cycling, which you can discard to draw a card, and if you do, you get to put a Trample token on someone else. I'm not going to read and describe each one of these cards, but I'll keep them on screen so you can see them if you like them. Space Godzilla was, first of all, Space Godzilla, oh my god, I loved Space Godzilla when I was a kid, but who didn't? He was like Godzilla, but cooler. He had giant gemstones coming out of his shoulders. That's awesome. What's kind of funny about him is that he's an 8/8 with Death Touch, and honestly, at that point in time, if you're an 8/8, do you really need Death Touch? But it's the mutate. It's a cycling thing where you can give Death Touch to someone else, which is pretty good. I said there's going to be a few Godzillas, and I wasn't lying. This is a second different Godzilla, and 8/8 for 7, which is, I think this one's going to be fun because you can cycle this through. I'll go back and talk about it in a second. We've got Gigan here, one of Godzilla's bad guys. It's not just Godzilla cards. There's a lot of some of his friends, some of his enemies, and a baby Godzilla that we'll get to in a little bit. This is the buy a box promo. So in Magic the Gathering, if you purchase a bunch of packs at once, you'll actually be able to get this card, which it's also, you can craft it just on its own, but it's a 7/3 for 5, which technically it's really like a 7/7 if you're going by what the card says, which is just phenomenal in my, you know, Timmy Power Gamer mind. We've got, so I think that's all the Godzillas. 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's any more Godzillas. But now we've got King Ghidorah. If you saw the most recent Godzilla movie, he showed up in that one. No Mecha King Ghidorah, I will mention, which is okay. We really didn't need both of them. Beliante, which I don't know if he's a deep cut. I knew about this guy. I remember watching the movie. He's a giant sea monster. I had an action figure of him when I was a kid. I was a weird kid in the 90s. I liked my Godzilla. That's why I'm so excited about this. I love Godzilla. I don't know, I grew up on all the old ones. My dad showed me all of them. I just loved them. They were really cool, big monsters. It was dope. So I can't believe they added this to Magic the Gathering. 2 different Space Godzilla cards. There's this one, and then this is Void Defender. Okay, they have changed the name. One of the cards was actually supposed to be called Death Corona, which I think was this one. I think, or was it this one? I don't know. But, you know, Corona means crown, and obviously we're in some crazy times, so they're like, changing that in Arena. There might be a first batch of paper cards, which will make that one be worth that much more money. Now, this one's not all black. This one's for green, black, blue, with a smaller mutate cost. Going through the list now, we're coming across some other characters. King Caesar, can't say that I'm as familiar with this one, but, you know, big ol' puppo monster. This guy, the only reason I knew about Ingurius is that he was in one of the older Godzilla. I think King of Monsters was like a fighting game, a top-down fighting game, which sounds weird. Destroya, which that is not pronounced. I'm not pronouncing that the wrong way. It's just look how it's spelled. Destroya. I don't know. Destroya. It's gonna be fun to say. Now this shoot. Oh, it says right there. Here we've got Batra. Batra, was that always his name? I thought it was like Mothra but bad. Okay, that's not his actual name, but he's pretty dope. Just the design on this one. Originally, I thought him and Mechagodzilla were Japanese-only cards, but I'm glad to see that they're here, and I can play them on the American server. Mothra. Oh my god, this is going to be one of the best cards in the set, hands down. I'm calling it now, and the fact that there is a Godzilla version of it, and it's our good boy Mothra. Yes, Mothra and Godzilla are buddies, and to see this card, I think is just... I don't know. We'll talk about it in a moment. Another different puppo. Same puppo. We've got two King Caesars. All right. I didn't know King Caesar was so popular to get two cards. Space Godzilla. Yeah, that makes a little sense to me. Godzilla getting 3. King Caesar. Maybe someone could tell me who King Caesar is and why he deserves 2 cards. But there he is. Mechagodzilla, which I will mention. This guy is considered a giant. He's the only one of these cards that's considered a giant, and you know I'm putting him in my Naya Giant deck for sure. And the fact that he's an artifact one, and he's like a Mecha Godzilla, I thought was really cute and clever. Rodan made it into the series. Oh, maybe that's why, because Rodan's sometimes a good guy, I think. Or, I know he's fought Godzilla, but I think Rodan's not always a bad guy. But Rodan's here. Baby Godzilla! Oh my god! Did you know there's a Baby Godzilla? And also, did you know Baby Godzilla is not actually Godzilla as a baby? I also don't think he's Godzilla's baby. But, you know, Baby Godzilla and Godzilla have hung out together. You can find some crazy YouTube clips of, like, old Godzilla movies where they're doing this weird dance, and it's adorable and it's weird. But look at this art. Move over, Baby Yoda. We got a new baby in town. Hey! And speaking of cutest cards in the internet, look at these guys. The perfect pet. How could they not be the perfect pet? I love them. They're a 2-drop 1/1 in Is It colors. This one, Mothra's Great Cocoon. So this is... What's interesting about this card is this is actually an egg. In its normal form, it's just like a 0/2 that costs 1, but every time it mutates... you can get a +1/+1 counter on it. So as you're mutating the card, it's only getting bigger. But the fact that it's Mothra's Great Cocoon, I think is funny because it's the egg and now it's a cocoon, and this will eventually grow into, who knows, maybe Mothra. This card, not a Godzilla card. I just love it so much. So now that we've kind of shown you all these different cards, how do you get them? Well, in the bundles, in the store, for example, you can see this one right here. For 18,000 gems, you can get 90 packs, and because you're getting so many packs, you'll be getting the buy a box promo there, which is the two of them, 2 different of those Godzillas, and you'll also get all 18 of the Godzilla cards. I think there's 18, right? We'll go back and we'll count. Maybe there was 19, but right here you can get this and get all of them. There will be smaller bundles. I don't think they're in this. I can't show them right now, but at 6 bundles. 9 bundles, 12 bundles maybe, I don't know the exact numbers, but there's smaller ones you can get where you can get one Godzilla, 1, 3, or 6. Now keep in mind that if you are doing it multiple times, you don't have to worry about getting a duplicate, because once you have one, you always have it. So it won't give you another one. So you don't have to, it's not too much of a gamble, you can slowly get them over time. Now going back to said, nope, not the packs. Going back to said Godzilla cards. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there is 19. Alright, so you get that big one and you'll be missing out on 1. 2, hopefully it's one you don't want. Now, which ones are my favorites? First of all, I'm all about green-red Stompy right now, so looking at these different Godzillas and finding ways to get them out, I think is super fun to do. And the way I've been doing it is with my big old boy right here, Ilharg the Razor Boar. If you were watching any of my Magic the Gathering streams or past videos, you know that I love this card. When he attacks, you take any creature card from your hand, put him into the battlefield, and it's automatically attacked and tapping. So let's say on turn 5 you put this down, turn 6 it attacks, and guess what? You got this big boy in your hand. You don't need the 9 mana. You're just now attacking with the giant boar and an 11/11 Godzilla. So let's say it's a red-green deck. You're now able to work with all 3 of these Godzillas, which is kind of crazy. If you are running red, green, blue, maybe Timur creatures, you can throw in King Ghidorah at the same time. Now, if you have King Ghidorah, and I don't even know if this works, I'm going to mention this to maybe it can. Let's say you've got the boar. You attack with the boar, and then you put out Godzilla. You swing in, you do a bunch of damage. But then after that, you're like, oh, okay, now he's going to go back to my hand. That sucks. But then you can just go ahead and use King Ghidorah and mutate him, put this on top of the Godzilla card, and then it says that Godzilla is supposed to go back to your hand, but I think you just keep Ghidorah out in play. Again, can't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So let's just say that's how it is. So all 3 of these Godzilla cards will definitely be getting played from me. I've got a mono green Stompy that I'd like to use this one. Might try to do a trample tribal deck where all the creatures have trample. This Godzilla, the buy box promo, I think is really good because it's 7/3 for 5, but it says when it comes to lethal damage, you have to look at its power instead of its toughness. So it doesn't have a back end of 3. It doesn't have 3 health. It has 7. So a 7/7 for 5 is so good. So look at your 5-drops in Gruul, right here or right here. That's great. I definitely will be running this in Timur. Geigen, I don't know. It's an interesting companion card. I think it's cool that he's there. And I'm probably going to go in one of my top decks immediately. Beliante's got Death Touch and Lifelink. I used to run a Lifelink deck with these 3 colors, which maybe I'll try to bring that one back. Using some Ajani's, using some, actually a lot of Ajani's, using this guy in there as well. Heliod now, whenever you gain life, you can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. So just imagine, like, just putting this on more and more and more, and you can mutate this as well. So I'll try a deck with that. This Space Godzilla here, I've got a Soul Tide deck that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Maybe not as a game, but to show you. I can easily ramp up to 8 mana with 2 of this and be able to put out an 8/8 Death Touch. It doesn't have trample, but I don't know. You can cycle him and draw a card and put Death Touch somewhere else. Space Godzilla gives Death Touch, Godzilla gives trample. Fun little flavor there. Some other ones. Okay, let's just talk about Mothra. Let's get this out of the way. This has to be hands down one of the best cards in the actual set, because what happens with Mothra is any creature that dies that doesn't have flying comes back into play with a flying counter on it. So every creature has to die twice. I'm running a pretty fun Orzhov, so black and white life gain deck. This guy doesn't have life gain, and I don't think I care that much. I might put him in there anyways, because each creature, as it dies, is just going to come back and it'll have lifelink again with all those creatures that I have in the deck. So imagine this in a green-white deck, in a white-red deck. Any deck where you put this guy in, make sure that he's mainly your only flyer. There's some other good flyers for certain colors, or you might want to have those in there as well. But all of your creatures without flying, once they die, they come back for 4 mana. And it's a 3/4. That's so good. It's so good. This guy, Flash Flying, it's a 3/3. This is actually, I think it's a bat creature in its normal form. I saw that pop up a few times today. I think that we will be seeing a lot of Flash decks, so this guy will probably get a lot of love. Yeah, Flash-only decks are going to get real mean. More so than they already are. Destroya, as much as I love his name, I think this guy is really just going to be used in a, like, not standard. Maybe a fun Phoenix styled EDH deck, maybe even in Historic or Pioneer, where you can play with some of the other Phoenixes that have been in play. A 4/4 for 4 and flying, it's not bad, and you can mutate him to kind of get any of your Phoenixes out of the graveyard. So I think, again, just very specific decks in other formats will be great. Ingrius, whenever this creature... Again, a 4/4 for 4 is not bad, especially in limited, and it's got reach and trample. And whenever a creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment. I don't know. I think this guy might see a little bit of play in certain decks. Good sideboard card for sure. Because even if you're mutating for 3, so you're putting this guy out for 3, getting a 4/4 and destroying an artifact or enchantment, that's great. More King Caesar here, this time in 3 colors, which this guy actually goes really well in the Knight deck with the Mardu Knights, which is red, white, black. Now, of course, when I say really nice, I don't mean that he's a Knight. I just mean, he goes in there, and he's got double strike. And I don't know. It'll be fun to play with a Godzilla King Caesar and a bunch of Knights. Mecha Godzilla. Kind of already mentioned this. I'm definitely putting this in my Naya Giants deck. There is a deck that I use that is not seeing a lot of play, but if you look in red, white, and green, there's a bunch of Giants you can play. There's a lot of great synergy. I think he goes right into there perfectly. Each turn he gets a little bit better and a little bit better. He doesn't get stronger than as a 4/4 because you only get one of those +1/+1 counters, but maybe put him in a Proliferate deck, and then you just make those counters go up and up and up, and then he's got all that other cool stuff on there. Rodan, flying first strike, 3/3 for the America colors. I think that we are going to get some great America decks, but I think they're going to be Planeswalker based. So I don't know if this guy's going to see a lot of love, but, Rodan deserves it. So check him out. I'm probably going to make a whole deck around this guy. This guy is so cute. It's a 2-drop 1/1, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Lost my voice there for a second. Again, there's the draw 2 deck, I keep calling it, where anytime you draw a second card that turn, there's a bunch of cards that do blank. And I think, since you're going to be trying to draw so many cards, he goes great in there. He'll get kind of big. I don't know. Is he the greatest card in the set? No. Am I going to try to play him? Yes. Am I going to try to play him just because he's so cute? Yes, accurate. Baby Godzilla, oh my god. I'm really interested to see what kind of decks we see him in. Every creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has mutate. So I want to see what mutate decks come up. Do you stack 1 creature? Do you go wide and then have a few cards mutate? He'll make it easier. And as a 2-drop, 1/3, it's not bad to have on there if you're going to have a bunch of other mutate cards, which a bunch of these are mutate cards. So... maybe there's a Godzilla tribal deck. Oh my god, let's see one of those. This guy just gets stronger as you mutate. So, maybe there's a low drop mutate deck that can run this. This card is going to just be, this is honorable mention, not a Godzilla card, just one of my favorite cards in the entire set because I love playing with counters when you get to put +1/+1 counters on creatures. So, for example, if you got this Mecha Godzilla out and with other cards with +1/+1 counters, and a creature with a +1/+1 counter dies, it goes onto this, and then you can put it automatically onto another creature at the beginning of combat. I don't know. I'm going to be playing with this card a lot. It's just one of my favorite cards in the set. So now that I've gone through all of the Godzilla cards and I've wasted a lot of time talking your ear off about this stuff that I really love, let's see if we can jump into a game. Now, let's actually show you this deck first. No fancy name, so sorry. But this is Timur Ramp. Now, it's ridiculous. It's super dumb. There's no reason this deck should work, but I've won a few games earlier today, which now means I'm not going to win any right here. But it's all about ramping up, getting some extra lands down onto the field, and then 1-drop. I have 1/1-drop, 1/2-drop, and 1/3-drop. From here, we are trying to get Perforos out because... check this out. Now, I've been talking about the boar a lot in this video. Perforos. You get him out on turn 5. Once he's down, man, I'm ramping up. Maybe I get him out even sooner. But once he's down, you can pay 3. And you take any red creature from your hand and you put him into the battlefield with haste. And then he just sacrifices at the end of the turn. Now, if you look at this deck that I've made, all of these creatures are red creatures, including this guy. As long as it has red in the casting cost, it counts. That's a red guy. I can use it. This is a card that I like a lot. just because it can create some trample creatures. King Ghidorah, guess what? Red mana, I can just play him. And this Planeswalker, dude, he's dope. +1/+1. So on the +1 ability, you can go ahead and exile some cards, and then you can play those cards as long as this guy is still in play, so you got to protect him. The -2 ability is interesting because he can come down, you can use his -2 ability twice. And you sacrifice a creature, and then you go from the top of your library to find a creature card with converted mana cost that's greater than what was sacrificed. And the first one to come up, you get to play it. Now, look at my creatures. They're all big boys. The only creature I have is this guy here, so he's not really going to come up. Now, imagine this. You've got Ilhard coming up. He attacks, swings, and a creature comes out. And then I know he's going to go back to my hand. Well, I can use this guy to -2 and just automatically search for a card with a greater... any of these guys can bring out one of these guys now. One of these guys. And let's say I have this 6/6. It's not bad to have him out. It's cool and all, but guess what? I can get any of these guys from it. Now, here's where things got really funny in one game, and I hope that I'll get the chance again. This guy says anytime a creature with trample does damage, you get a token with XX, where X equals the amount of damage you did. So let's just say you did 2 damage and it's a 2/2. He comes into play, that token comes into play immediately, and then I use his -2 ability to get rid of that card, which is a 0-cost card. And then I go from the top of my deck to find the next creature to come out, which technically could be Gilded Goose, which would be the worst case scenario. Not great is getting this guy because it'll come out and then just kind of go right back into my graveyard, but I get to draw a card. So, still get something out of it. But look at all these big creatures that can actually come into play. So, let's try the deck out and see if it works. Also, name this deck. If you, it said new deck. Give me a cool deck name down below. Let me know what you think I should call it, and then I'll maybe, if I find one that really tickles my fancy, I'll pin it, and that'll be the name of the deck. Strider Stone. Now, again, as I said, I won a few games with this deck earlier, and now, well, man, I don't have the blue for that one. An opponent goes first. That's mulligan out. Let's see what happens. This is not better, but not worse. We're not going to get that card out. I don't know. Timur, I want to play that card. I drew it. Okay. Fantastic. We're going to try to get some ramp. Turn 2, we'll be able to play Oro, or as I like to call him, Uhu. There's my big dragon, which goes really great with him. But let's see. Let's go to pay the 2. And then we're going to do this. I'm going to gain some life that I just lost. And bang. Yes! This is one of the new land cards. Always comes in tapped, but it gives you 1 of each, and it has cycling, and it counts as each of the 3 mana types. Oh. Wait. Oh, a man of taste. I appreciate what you do. Alright. Even if I don't win, maybe he'll do what I'm trying to do. I need 1 land in the next 2 turns. Gets me moving. Not a land, but it only had to be on the first 2 turns. And I need to move. So, go ahead, my friends. Oh, and see, this is another great thing, because if he's already out, and Perveros is putting out creatures who are just going to sacrifice, you might as well sacrifice him with this so you get another big boy. That's a card I should probably have. That's a good card. That's a good card. It's not a red creature though, so it's not really on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's just do this. No, am I gonna get a mana in the next turn? I'm not. I know I'm not. Green. Oh, but I also have green, blue. So let's just put this. Okay. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna swing this giant dragon in his face. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Oh wait, no. This is just choose a non-creature card from outside of the game. So I don't know what he's grabbing. hoping for the best. I can't play that because I don't have something in the graveyard. Also, he's going to feed my graveyard so I can play this. Oh, plus 20, plus 20. Interesting. Alright, let's just get crazy. Let's just start swinging in because I'm a little worried now. Got this big old boy. So this is how Perforos works. Look at that. Perforos drops him in. I'm going to hit him for 4 just like that. And 3 more damage, but he doesn't have any creatures out. Just like that. We hit him pretty hard. Now, if I draw a creature with trample, which is most of my deck, I should be fine. And I have one creature in the graveyard to start getting ready for Uwo. I might win. I could win. The possibility is there. The possibility is there. If I wound up getting, man, what I need is a land, I think. No. I need a creature with trap. My Godzilla card right now would be pretty great. Okay, this card that he has access to makes a creature plus 20, plus 20. Luckily it taps him back. Oh, that's going to be a big boy. He's going to be 7/7, and that is just big enough. I got what I needed. I got what I needed. Oh! I win! Counts. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a little bit longer, and I probably talked about a lot of stuff. Here's the thing, if you're watching this long, you're either a giant fan of me, or you really like Magic the Gathering as well, so I thank both groups of people. And the ones that really sit there in the middle, love you even more. So, I'm the Jovenshire. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button to this video, or to this channel. And I hope that, I don't know, maybe we'll do some more Magic stuff. It hasn't been my biggest, hardest hitting stuff on the channel, so it's kind of hard to say I want to do that. I've also contemplated making an only, like a Magic the Gathering only channel. I don't know. We'll see. It's something on the side. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, I'll see you later.